Hello everyone, here we are with chapter number 8 named as Sound. This chapter is there for 7 marks in your exam, without option 5 marks, with option 7 marks out of 70. Now let's start with concepts or introductory part of this. Here we are going to discuss about, first of all, type of wave as a sound wave, then reverberation and echo, how it can travel in vacuum, what are types of waves, common properties, and much more. As we all know, when a stone is dropped in water, ripples are created on the surface. The water molecules oscillates up and down around their equilibrium position, but they are not moving particles from one to another. This disturbance is created by dropping of that stone. This is the cause of production of wave. Now, there are different types of waves, and let's start one by one. The first property or first type is mechanical wave. Second, we are going to discuss about EM waves, that is electromagnetic waves, and matter waves. What is mechanical wave? If for the propagation of that wave, material medium is required, that wave is called as mechanical wave. We can take water waves, sound waves, the waves along a straight stream as the example. The second one, exactly opposite to this, EM waves, where the material medium is not required for the propagation of these. These waves are generated due to the periodic vibration in electric and magnetic fields. They travel in the form of radiations. For example, we can take radio waves, we can take microwaves for this. The third one for your study is matter wave. This wave is associated with any object when that object is in motion. These kind of waves are there for study in quantum mechanics. Now, when any wave travels from one place to another place without any disturbance, without changing path, without changing form, then that wave is called as traveling or progressive wave. Here, we are going to discuss about two main types of this progressive wave called as transverse wave and longitudinal wave. Now, let's discuss about some basic and common properties of all waves. First of all, first concept, amplitude. It is the largest displacement or maximum displacement of that wave from its rest position or from its mean position. Wavelength, distance between two successive particles which are in the same state of vibration. When we consider transverse wave, two successive particles are called as the crests and troughs. And when we consider longitudinal wave, it is compression and rarefaction. So either distance between two successive crests or two successive troughs in case of transverse wave, or distance between two successive compressions or rarefaction in case of longitudinal wave are called as wavelengths of that both cases. Now time period. As we know the basic concept of time period, that is time to complete one either revolution or oscillation or vibration. Here according to wave, it is time taken by the particle to complete one vibration is called as time period. The next concept is doubly periodicity of the wave. As we all know that periodic motion means which repeats itself again and again after interval of time. But here, if with time there is one more term called as the distance or space, then this definition can be converted as if the motion of particle repeats itself again and again with equal interval of time as well as space, then that is called as doubly periodicity of the particle or of the wave. The next concept is frequency. Frequency means exactly opposite to time period or reciprocal of time period. As time period is time taken to complete one vibration and the frequency is number of vibrations per unit time or per second. Now we know units of these all terms. For amplitude it's meter, for wavelength again meter, time period second, and frequency it's per second or hertz. Next term, that is velocity. We know the basic concept. Velocity is rate of change of displacement with respect to time. Here the distance covered by the particle per unit time is called as velocity. Now V is equal to distance upon time. According to wave, if distance covered by the particle is called as wavelength, then the equation moves as V is equal to wavelength upon time period. Then wavelength is lambda and time period is t. So V will be lambda upon t. But 1 upon t is equal to n. So this equation turns as V is equal to n lambda. Now this equation indicates that the magnitude of velocity in a medium is always constant. There are few more properties. Let's start one by one. The medium should be continuous and elastic so that the medium regains original state after removal of deforming forces. Now, what is deforming force? The force which deforms that body. There is change in shape, size of that body after applying the force. That force is called as deforming force. The medium should possess inertia. The medium must be capable of storing energy and transferring it in the form of waves. And the frictional resistance of the medium must be negligible so that the oscillations will not be damped. Damped oscillation means where the energy will lose after some movement after some time. Next point, what is phase and what is phase difference? You can see it in this diagram. Here, the state of oscillation of the particle is called as phase. To describe this phase, we require displacement, we require direction of velocity, we require the oscillation number of particle over there. Now in this case, you can see, if I consider from point O to point G, it covers half circle, 180 degree. So the phase is pi by 2 radian, pi radian over here. If you consider it from O to H, it covers 90 degree. So this is pi by 2 radian. If it covers from O to F, then this pi and this pi by 2, so it will cover 3 pi by 2 radian. So in this way you can calculate the phase. And what is phase difference then? Phase difference means if I consider I have to find out the distance between OF and OG, then till OF it is 3 pi by 2, till OG it's pi, so 3 pi by 2 minus pi, it will remain pi by 2. So this is called as the phase difference. Difference between phases at two different time instants. Now next point which we are going through is, I already discussed about this, that is what is progressive wave, what are their types. Now we are going to discuss about properties of that types. It means when the wave travels in a straight line path without changing path, without changing form, that wave is called as progressive wave. There are two basic types of this progressive wave called as the transverse wave and longitudinal wave. And there are few basic properties of both of them. In this point, we are going to discuss about that properties only of transverse and longitudinal wave. Let's start. First of all, start with transverse wave. What is transverse wave? When the particle of the medium vibrate in the direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation. It means the plane of propagation and plane of vibration, they both are perpendicular to each other. That wave is called as transverse wave. We consider water wave as a transverse wave. Why? Because of water molecules vibrates perpendicular to the surface of water, while the wave propagates along the surface. There are few characteristics also. Let's start and discuss one by one. First of all particles of the medium in the path of wave vibrate in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave with same period and amplitude. Now this is the definition of transverse wave. And with same period and amplitude is a characteristic of progressive wave. Why? Because of that is an ideal wave. So this will consider as the definition plus basic introductory part of transverse wave. Second point, I already discussed this again. When transverse wave passes through a medium, the medium divided into two parts. One is crest, one is trough. Region of all positive displacement called as crest and region of all negative displacements called as trough, that is plus pi minus pi. Next one, what is wavelength? Again, a distance between either two successive nodes, that is two successive crests or two successive troughs called as wavelength. In this case, crests and troughs are responsible for transfer of energy. Why? Because of they considered as the successive particles. Next one, they can travel through solids and on the surface of liquids only, but they cannot travel to liquids and gases. Here we consider electromagnetic waves as a transverse waves, but they do not require material medium. This is like any क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कोई केस है जो इसके अंडर नहीं आता है, काइंड ऑफ केस. सो ये waves generally do not require material medium, but transverse wave required, but this is exceptional case. The next one, there won't be any change in pressure and density of any point of medium when transverse wave passes through the medium, but shape of the particle changes periodically. Next, if vibrations of all the particles along the path of the wave are constrained to be in a single plane, then the wave is polarized wave and transverse wave can be polarized. Here, let me explain the concept of polarization. Polarization is the concept where there is a restriction on a particle to propagate in a single plane called as the polarization. Here also, both waves are or both planes are perpendicular to each other, so particle cannot move from one center to another or one plane to another. So particle has to be travel or wave has to be travel in a single plane. That's why it is called as the polarized wave too. And medium conveying a transverse wave must possesses elasticity of shape. Why? Because of it cannot travel through the liquids and gaseous. It only travels through the solid, and there won't be any change in pressure and density but change in shape. So it possesses elasticity of shape, that is modulus of rigidity. The next term we are going to discuss is longitudinal wave, and the question might be arises, distinguish longitudinal wave and transverse wave. If question is there for 2 marks, you have to only write 2 points. If question is there for 3 marks, then you have to derive it for three different distinguished points. Now, let's start with characteristics of this wave. Longitudinal wave. In transverse wave, they both are perpendicular. In transverse wave, the both planes are perpendicular to each other. In longitudinal wave, both planes are parallel to each other or directions are parallel to each other. So definition comes, a wave in which particles of the medium vibrates in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation called as longitudinal wave. As a first characteristic, we are going to introduce the same but with same time period and amplitude. Why? Because of longitudinal wave is again the supplementary or sub-wave of progressive wave only. Now, the second one is when it passes through medium, medium gets divided into 2 parts. Here, it depends on pressure. That's why high pressure zone and low pressure zone. The high pressure zone is compression where particles are crowded, and low pressure zone is rarefaction where particles are widely separated. Now, the third one, these are responsible particles for transfers of wave or energy. Why? Because of they are called as successive particles, and the distance between 2 successive particles is called as wavelength. So according to this, the compression distance or the rarefaction distance is called as wavelength of wave. Now, this wave only passes through liquids and gases, but it cannot travel through the vacuum or free space. When longitudinal wave advances through a medium, there are periodic vibrations in pressure and density along the path. Therefore, the elasticity over here is volume elasticity or pressure elasticity. These two directions are parallel to each other, so longitudinal wave cannot be polarized. So you can compare both waves and you can write different points as a distinguished points for this question. Next point, हमने यहाँ पे बहुत सारे waves देख लिए, how to define, how to derive, how to perform सब. So यहाँ पे अभी हम लोग next देखने वाले हैं how to express the wave in mathematical form. We are going to consider progressive wave. It is a progressive wave, so we require the both functions. That is, with time period the wave is moving. With different time instant, the position of wave is different. Therefore, we require both functions. For position, we are going to consider x. For time period, we require time t. Now, this function will describe the shape of the wave at any instant of time. Now, here हम क्या करने वाले हैं? Sinusoidal progressive wave can be described by that function only. So we are going to consider the progressive wave is transverse. Therefore, the value of x will be fixed. We know the basic equation of wave, y of xt is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. But for the phase change, we are going to consider plus phi over here. So y of xt will become a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. Now let's start this equation, or let's write this equation for another notification. For time period t is equal to t naught. So this equation will become y of x and t naught is equal to a sine kx minus omega t naught plus phi. Let's consider this term as the constant term, that is minus omega t naught plus phi. So this equation becomes a sine kx plus constant. Now this function is sine function. Therefore x is a sine wave. Now if I consider x naught t, then this will become a sine kx naught minus omega t plus phi. Again consider kx naught plus phi is constant term, so a sine constant minus omega t. Now for the different value of this x, हमने क्या कंसिडर किया, x is equal to x naught. यहाँ पे जो फंक्शन है वो चेंज हो गया. Look at here, this is a sine kx plus constant, here a sine constant minus omega t. So this x is equal to x naught when we turn, it varies as a sine function. Now this means the particle of the medium through which the wave travels executes simple harmonic motion around their equilibrium position. If I change the value of x and it changes like an increasing value in the positive direction as time t increases, then value of that function also goes on changing, or it will be increasing value. If we consider that yxt is the displacement as a function of position x and time t, then a is the amplitude of the wave, omega is angular frequency, and k is angular wave number. And this equation gives us argument of the sinusoidal wave, and it is the phase of particle at x at time t. So till this point, we'll stop here for today's lecture. In tomorrow's lecture, we are going to discuss about the speed of traveling wave. We are going to discuss about Newton's formula of velocity. Then we are going to discuss about what is Laplace correction, echo effect, and properties of sound, and much more. I hope you understood till this point.